worked at the same as mansion. I as a maid, and he. Hold on. Why the world did I pass? We both worked at the same mansion. I as a maid, and he as a driver, a courier. We had hard, we have hard ever met, and yet the madness instead that it had been love at first sight for him. Of course, I could not ref, reflect having those reunions. That did on that didn't tell me he was actually from the middle class until before the wedding. His aunt had passed away, so we moved into her apartment as our new home. After we got married, Thomas started working at a coffin, but to before I got to really know him, he passed away. I copy, but I still don't have a lot of memories of him. The only thing I recall is that remnants. There's oh my god, this there are another song too, he said. Hey, that reminds me. He said he said he was keeping a lot no keeping a lot of other songs in store in his diary. It was it was always his time to pass these stories to his own children. But you two did have children. Poor him. I picked up the diary from Thomas' room and brought it to the kitchen. When I started to lay through the pages to look for clues. This is it. The knight in shining armor had brought the princess a rose and what? Okay. How wonderful! I shall wear them the all the rose in a to ensure in a coin, and I shall have a ring and a necklace made from still gems. But the law of the kingdom decided that only one gem may be carried as a time at a time. For hold on, four nights. Four nights there would be dancing at the kingdom up, down, left, right, and the remaining were stick. The first night was the upbringing kingdom. The king, the king there liked tussles. The deaths at the right kingdom hated torment. The queen at the left castle hated emblems. And the prince at the left, the prince at the left kingdom liked necklace, and as the ball of the third night enter would surely shine. To the final lower kingdom, you should take what is left. The bell is beginning to open. The door of the treasure chest. Looking at oh, that's my. Oh my god. What is this, Skip? Look at his head handwriting. Fill me with feelings of unsightly. He's wanted his children to know this story, so he asked me to remember them too. But he's dead before we had the chance to have children, so he never told me any of these. So he never told me any of these stories. So that remained here in this diary. Maybe he knew. Maybe he knew this was going to happen. But I can't solve the riddle on my own. Well, I mean, at least he wanted some children, you know. I should tell the man who helped me about this. English. I should definitely tell Mr. Holmes. As I was about to knock on the door of the secret room when I suspected Mr. Holmes to be my be by handing seriously stopped it. Huh? Is that the sound of a violin? It was a deep and free sound, the light of which I have never heard before. I closed my eyes and listened caution. Seriously, the music stopped. Oh no, I want to see him play the violin. Emily, is that you? Yes, come in. Alright. I lowly entered the room. Sorry, I should have noticed you're in front of the door sooner. That's okay. But there was no need for you to show residence, Emily. This is your room. I'm still only a guest. Maybe so, but I still did think it was right to decide you. I glanced at the violin laying next to Mr. Holmes. You're a very professional player, Mr. Holmes. I'm impressed. What? This is not my skill at the violin. But as it is the quiet of the instrument itself, I assist you. The quiet of instrument is this. Is this anything special about the violin? Yes. Yes. Oh wait, no. Wait, I was saying is there something special, but yeah. The quiet of instrument Is this anything special about the violin? Yes, it's a Stenvin. Do you know what that is? A Stenvin? What the world is that? I have the impression I hear that name before somewhere, but it come by my imagination. I don't know much about the instrument, but I know what I like. You play ever well. You like a professional violin player or something. I don't know. Thank you. However, I tend to play in a way that regulates by my gazing mood, so it's not much to listen to. I am after. I am a. I got a glance from Watson just now because he didn't think it's available to play a final match in a cheerful major key. So you mean you can make machines sound cheerful? Yes, I just want to know what a cheerful violent man seems like. Sounds like. I suppose I can understand how people might be offered at that, and yet it's a quite interesting association. It is. I afraid our friend Watson suffer from a silent league of a silent of horror. I wouldn't go that far, but maybe I think fuzz machines should be able to make you feel happy sometimes. Fuzz machine music. Yes, do you think that's weird? Yeah, you, um, unsurely women, Emily. Um, that's what a, that's what I'm complete, what, that's what a complete me. A complete me? Mr. Holmes? Yes, Emily. If you wouldn't mind, could you play the happy, funny rhythm music? That rhythm match you were playing it just now. Once more time for me. Of course, no trouble at all. As he said himself, Mr. Holmes' violin was quite exponent. It not only was the fishing machine fun, but composed that was another wish cheerful and joy was made to sound heavy and for all the complete I know counted kindly new and expected emotion on the learner. This might mean that music I heard for the first time today my my origin have been created with complete different instead too. I let myself get into with the wonderful sound screw that Mr. Holmes created for me. His violin may be something special, but there is no doubt that Mr. Holmes himself has incredible tables as well. I was sure for that. Thank you for listening. Oh my. As the end of two persons, we regrets Mr. Holmes below with his violin track under his arm like a professional. I gl- I glanced it. I guessed it. Thank you, thank you, Emily. It's been a while since I had this much fun playing. It will. It's exactly quite nice to have someone listening. It was a awesome joy to listen to you, a gifted performer. If you become a table here, would you play for me every day? I like that. Mr. Holmes usually looked at me with a wonder stare. Yes, that's what this was about. Origin, wasn't it? Or- Orange, Origin, you got involved in this case because you wanted to perform your skills as as consultative, did you not? Oh yes, I remember now. You remember, Mr. Holmes. Sorry, I haven't slept since last night, so like slept like slept since last night. So maybe so I might be a bit in mind at the moment. You have been slept. Wait a. You haven't slept. Wait a moment. That's not my. Oh no, it's not your fault at all, Emily. Don't worry. Don't worry. This nothing. I enjoy most in being involved with single cases. It's not uncommon for me to mess sleep for 4 or 5 days straight until I solve a case. Don't be silly. There is no harm behind this case, so please get some proper sleep. No, until. Are you sure about that? Huh? I mean, this had been going on for quite a while now. I'm sure if there had been a heavy, it would have ended sooner. That is not incorrect. Before I got involved, this case was indeed not one that required ungetting solving. However, since I began involved, a man had died ever in the yard. We'll get off. It's heavy. The heavy bones for a homicide. The yard is basically useless, but they are good as humans. Wave t- waves cherries. They may involve with the plan these humans have gotten gone. These these men? Who do you mean? I'm not quite sure yet, but this is a matter of organization crime. It seems your mouse was quite a large one. A large mouse? I will tell you more when the time is right. Could I ask you to have some prayer for a moment? Okay. Emily, um, I should apologize before. Um, back in the living room, I thought it's better to maybe so I can move without constant your feelings. I am sorry. No, that's right. No, that's really nothing to be worried about. Thank you. Thank you. That put my mind at ease. Oh, another thing, Emily. Yes? I've been wondering what the book is you have clinging in your hands. There's. Is this the clue? Oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot, but if you noticed before, why did you ask sooner? It's just that Watson glanced me for being insist before, so I tried to show some civilization this time around. But judging by your reaction, it seems I have wondered under. No, Then could I see what you have found, please? The key to the new gibbet is it. I found this. Excuse me? Mr. Holmes took the diary I was holding out to him and started reading those pages in incredible speed. This might be this might be the page that Mr. Holmes have opened was indeed the page with the story I have read. So, you think so too, Mr. Holmes? Yes, a rune and slimmer a momentum and token. If you think of these gems in tone of color, you get red, blue, green, yellow, the same at the crystal on top of the fireplace. Why the were you have to do it like that, Mr. Holmes? I don't know, it was just in a rhythm or something. And the sign match too. What shall we do? Do you want to go and solve it? No. What? Emily, would you mind glancing Watson and Mr. Morris in the kitchen for me, please? I'd be happy to, but why? Mr. Holmes smiled like a performed child. Because Emily, we have quite the interesting detective show going on, so we're going to need some viewers. Huh? Are you saying? I'm saying we should make things look interesting for them and the sound of things. Sorry to have keeping you waiting. This diary that Emily have found, this will serve to finally solve our mysteries. Our mystery. Mr. Watson smiles and glanced his hand. James, on the other hand, glanced at Mr. Holmes with a moan look. Watson like, yes. And Mars like, good, shoot. Mr. Holmes glanceable and report to the most and open the diary. This is the story in question. Mr. Holmes reacts to the story above. The knights in shining armor have brought the princess a rose, a ring, and a emblem, and a token. How wonderful! I shall wear them all. The written and a tested and a shiver and a and I shall have a ring and a necklace made with tone gems. But the law of the kingdom decided that only one gem be castle at a time. 4 knights trained there would be dancing at the castle up. Don't leave. Oh wait, castle up, down, left, right, and the reap and remind with stick. The first night was the unbuff case. The kingdom, the, the king didn't like tussums. For the duck at the right, the king hated tuppence. The queen at the left kingdom hated emblems. The prince at the left kingdom liked the necklaces at the ball of third night. Emblem would select shine. To the final low kingdom, you should take what is left. The bell is beginning to open the door of the treasure chest. Mr. Holmes' confusement that we have all been listening quiet and then proceeded to talk. So which one do we move first, Emily? What, me? Well, I wouldn't mind doing it myself, for this is my ton test after all. But it's also your problem, Emily. I'm sure you feel better solving it yourself instead of replacing on me. That may be true now that I think about it. I prefer the diary one more. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Holmes, thanks. You always get my back. Knight in shining armor. Skip it. Yeah. Yeah, let me skip this. Okay. Read up. Read up. Clint. Is this correct, Mr. Holmes? It is, Emily. Now for the remaining one, please. I guess I'm on the right track then. Woo! Looked at Mr. Holmes' face, but nothing could be read there. Let's see. Diary again. Thanks. Soon I gotta stop here because I'm almost out of tickets. Come on. Wait, did I shoot the right page? Yeah, I did because yellow's left. Thanks. Yellow's left? Look. Look closely at Mr. Holmes. You don't need to look at me. Please continue. He let out a short sigh. Look like I am not getting much one of Mr. Holmes this time. Did I do it wrong? He gave up on me, only have put his trust on me. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I screwed up. Really? Let me stop here. Really? I messed up? Skipped up?